All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How's everyone going? I hope you're doing well. We're going to have a little look at a powerful chart pattern today. Yeah, we're going to have a look at a powerful chart pattern that I think is going to produce some massive gains in the future. And we're not talking cryptocurrencies on this one. We're talking about battery metals, lithium. So if you all think that cryptos is the end of the, end of the parabolic gains in the markets, well, it's not. Commodities are doing very similar things, and lithium is going to be but one of them. But in particular, we're looking at this particular stock, KODAL Minerals, and I'm going to be deep diving into why I think this chart could potentially 10x and more. But before we do look into the chart analysis, like the video, subscribe to the video, try and get these ones into the action, because these are the sort of things that you're going to want to be investing in now and in the future with your crypto profits. If you want to keep rolling over and gaining and making money in the future and not having to work for a living and all that stuff. Anyway, we have got an awesome W pattern going on here. I'm just going to put all the drawings back on. We have an angle of entry of 54%, and then we've got a run up, and then we've got the formation of this W, and now we're coming out of the W. And the timing of this is the reason why it's going to go parabolic. The EV market is really taking off. It's gathering some steam. Good high quality lithium projects, even though batteries can be made out of many different things, lithium is going to be needed for and demand, and easy lithium, easy lithium is going to need to be gained. And I believe that KODAL Minerals is one of the players in that market. They're on the London Stock Exchange, and they are very, very close to getting permitting for exploration and mining in one of their major lithium deposits. And the chart is telling us that. And I'm going to have a look at that in a second, but let's just have a look at the W pattern and what it represents. So back in 2013, a company is listed, a whole bunch of people buy into an idea, a hope, a dream, a prayer of lithium. And lithium has had a couple of cycles already, so there was reason to be excited about this. So anyway, this thing sells off and it finds a bottom, and hooray, we could buy it really cheap, and then it runs up. You can see two big aggressive moves to the top. Now, this is probably, a lithium run, a little micro lithium market, or some news was released about them buying a property or something like that. And then what happens? Nothing, there's not enough news flow. There's, they're exploring, they're waiting for permits, or things are going wrong. We're in a bear market. In general, in commodities, all through here. And then we reach this very, very bottom back in March 2020. So the COVID-19 collapse, if you like, we reached a super duper bottom. So it got so cheap, it got to 2 cents or 2 pence right there. And then since then, it's made a reversal out of there. And that's on the back of, one kind of this idea of lithium being valuable, and two, that all of the old hands, all of the shaky hands, all of the people, that anyone that had bought up here or here or here has been shaken out now, and then it can kind of make its way out of there. So potentially, in this W pattern, you might see a little bit of a wiggle around that local high there of, on this chart, 57 pence. But then once it flies out of there, you're looking at going into price discovery very quickly. And based on this angle of descent, and then this angle of ascent being very similar, and you can see that angle down there and that angle up there, they're very, very similar. So the way it comes in, the way it comes out in this W pattern, this W bottom, you wouldn't have to hold this stock that long to be getting a 10x. You know what I mean? You buy it at 0.3 of a pence. Sorry, I'm even overestimating here. It's hard when you deal with stocks in US dollars and cryptos in US dollars, and then you go back to these penny stocks in the London Stock Exchange, and you can buy hundreds of thousands of them because they're a third of a cent, right? Or third of a pence. So right now today, it's just had a little run. It's pushing up, but if we zoom in and we have a look here, that it does this, right. So it pumps up on some news, or some bullish action happens, and then it sells off again. It pumps up, it sells off, goes sideways. It pumps up, sells off, goes sideways. So what you might find on this stock is that it'll find a level here. It'll touch back to like 15. 0.15, 0.16, 0.18 cents, pence. And that would be a good entry point for me because, or a buy extra point, because I think I'm in kind of a little bit early here around there. So I'm in a healthy position right now. But, it's still very early because you're under this, large volume. Well, you're just above this large volume defined area of 13 pence or 0.13 pence. Any pullbacks towards there in the future are going to be great entry points. And if you look down here on the distance from the 30-week SMA, and we're on a weekly chart, distance from the 30-week SMA, we are still miles away from anywhere that says that there's going to be a massive sell-off going to happen, or a massive consolidation that's going to happen. So the potential is that we're going to keep stepping our way up all the way to this 0.6 of a pence, and then kind of fly on out here to all-time highs and be in the 3 to 5 pence region in a couple of years, So these aren't your cryptos where you're going to see overnight gains of millions of percents or whatever you think you're going to get over there in crypto. But these are good, solid investments in commodities in the ground that are going to be needed in the future. So the bullish thesis around it is solid. It represents, value because car companies around the world are going to need this. Battery manufacturers around the world are going to need these metals to do what they do. And I believe that this company has solid offtake agreements. So it's not like they're just finding it and hoping someone will buy it. They are actually selling it. As soon as they have it, there's an agreement from China to buy these metals out of the ground. So I'm not a fundamentals person. Do your own research. Invest in these things on a solid, do your own research program. But I'm just showing you chart patterns that I believe, if the stars align, which is, the commodities bull run that's coming, the EV boom, money rolling out of growth stocks and into kind of these more, undervalued commodity stocks, the W pattern, the stock is ready to go up, there's not many sellers there. These are the things that I'm looking for. These are powerful patterns that you're seeing, double bottoms, like the downside risk here, even if it goes back there, it's a buying opportunity again, but the upside potential, the asymmetry of these sort of trades are large, and you don't want to be chasing them when they're up here. You don't want to be sitting on your hands when these things are reaching all-time highs and pushing up, because not that there's no gains there, it's just that the big money, the 10 to 20x's are made when you invest down here. Like if you're super risky and speculate down here, then you can make absolutely parabolic gains. But, in this zone where we are now, any pullbacks from here at the 0.3 pence are a really great entry level. And I've previously done one on Premier African Minerals, and you can see here, same pattern, W bottom, up, down, big move, bull flag, and then this thing's going to fire out too. So I'm putting these things on your radar just in case, you are looking for new opportunities and new markets to invest your profits from cryptocurrencies in. I'm very obvious, I'm very blatantly an advocate of silver and gold as that's a majority of where my portfolio is going. Uranium, these lithium stocks, copper stocks, these are the things I'm looking for. Even, coking coal and all sorts of commodities. I'm hearing potash and, there's all sorts of stuff that's going to go up in price. And just like when you bet on a Bitcoin miner, the Bitcoin miner goes up in price when the price of Bitcoin goes up. Same with these, as the price of lithium goes up, as the demand for lithium goes up, the price of these stocks go up, and they go up in a leveraged manner. So if the price of lithium goes up by 5 or 10% and these guys are producing, it'll go up by 20%, because they have a leveraged effect. So that's where we're at. KODAL Minerals, W-shaped bottom pattern. You know, definitely you're seeing some massive volume spikes there. You know, that means big investors, right? You know, on a weekly basis, you know, compared to back here where there was, you know, 143 million shares traded in a day, or, you know, down here, 72 million shares. Well, the last 2 weeks we've had 6 billion shares and 3 billion shares in the last 2 weeks. So the massive explosion in volume is the biggest indicator that big financial money, institutional money, is investing in these sort of companies. Smart money is putting their money in right now. And that's, you know, that's what the charts tell us. You know, it doesn't tell us who is investing in it. You know, you can look into the company and figure out, you know, 3 months from now who has made big positions, or sometimes they have to, you know, release if somebody's taken more than 5% of it. But, you know, the market, the chart is saying that this company is building and there is some big positions being taken and the price action is going on that steady uptrend. You know, I'm going to go back to my daily chart. Just hold on for a second. So I'm here on my daily chart, and you know, you can see once again that we had this downtrend, so we needed to break out of this range, which we did, and I guess that was my entry point, because I saw this uptrend line and this downtrend line, and at the crosshairs of that, it broke to the upside. So this was an ideal entry point. And then what happens here? It breaks out. It uses this, you know, old line of resistance as support, and then it fires on out of there, right? So if there is any pullback, it's probably going to pull back to this line here, you know. So we could see some action up towards the upper edge of this channel and then back down towards the lower edge of this channel. So on any weakness, this sort of thing is a good prime entry, because RSI is going up, volume's going up, everything is pointing up for this upward channel trend, big spikes in price and volume. You know, this stock, you know, I'm not saying it's going to make you a millionaire. It will make you a millionaire if you put $500,000 into it, for sure. But these are the sort of things that, you know, not everyone is investing in. They're low market cap. It doesn't take much to push the needle, you know, so they're worth speculating on, from my opinion. So that's why I've put money in them, and I'm putting it on your radar. You know, and then if you see these sort of patterns in other stocks and you do a bit of fundamental research and you go, hey, that W pattern, it's a double bottom, you know, it's making its way out of the double bottom. If there's enough evidence to say there it's in an uptrend, there's volume coming in, then you can start making those calls for yourself. So that's what we're all about here at Crypto Plan, is just not making the gains only in crypto, but making crypto style gains in all markets, right? So please like the video, please subscribe, and I'll try and keep you posted on anything that I see that I think is going to go well in the future and possibly parabolic. Bye now.